Okay, hey guys. So today we're gonna talk about Giyuu Tomioka's backstory. Let's get started. Giyuu grew up alongside his older sister, Tsusutako Tomioka, when he was still a child. His sister sacrificed himself to protect him from the demons. After the death of Tsusutako, Giyuu tried to tell the others that she was killed by a demon. However, he was labeled as mentally ill and was sent away to one of his relatives, a doctor. Giyuu ran away during the journey there and almost died on a mountain. But he was rescued and became apprenticed under Sakonji Urokodaki. Giyuu was 13 years old when he met Sabito while training under Sakonji, and they became good friends due to their similar pasts and age. Together they entered the final selection on Mount Fukuji-san. I hope I said that right. Anyway, Giyuu was injured after a demon's attack and was saved by Sabito, who defeated nearly every demon on the mountain. However, after the week went by, it was revealed to Giyuu that Sabito was the only one who died during his selection. As a result of this, Giyuu started developing a doubt for the authenticity of his position after becoming the water Hashira. In a final selection arc, while Tanjiro Kamada was struggling to fend off the attack from his demon-turned sister, Nezuko Kamado, Giyuu attacks the latter from behind, only to fail as Tanjiro moves Nezuko out of the way, recovering quickly. The swordsman asks the boy why he protects the demon, and he replies that the demon is his sister. Looking at the maddened Nezuko, Giyuu questions this statement before swiftly removing the girl from his grasp, whatever. Anyway, as Tanjiro calls out to his sister in alarm, Giyuu tells him not to move, stating that it is his job to kill demons like Nezuko. The swordsman then listens as Tanjiro attempts to defend his sister and explain their current predicament, commenting afterwards that her change in demeanor is simply to explain any open wound bathed in demon blood cause that person to become a demon themselves, thus increasing their overall numbers when the boy exclaims that his sister hasn't eaten any humans. Giyuu reminded him of what had just transpired, shortly thereafter bluntly remarking that there is no way to cure a pure person once they are turned into a demon, despite Tanjiro Penetayang, I can't pronounce these words. Anyway, said there must be a way as Tanjiro continued pleading for his sister to be released. Giyuu brings his sword up to Nezuko's throat. Tanjiro prostrates himself before the swordsman, begging for his sister's life. Giyuu grows angry at his actions, stating that he has no authority over who lives or who dies. He continues that Tanjiro is too weak to protect his family, and all of his talk about finding a cure for his sister's condition and finding his family's killer is ridiculous, so that neither he or the demon lords would have any respect for such a miserable display. Giyuu asked Tanjiro why he thought that covering his sister's body with his would be more effective instead of swinging his hatchet, and that Tanjiro mistakes are what led to her capture, and states also that Giyuu could have skewered them both and be done with it. As the boy ponders these words, Giyuu silently encourages him to find the resolve necessary to accomplish all of the lofty goals he had placed upon himself. He then stabs Nezuko in the chest, causing Tanjiro to throw a stone at him in fury. Giyuu blocks the stone with the hilt of his sword, avoiding another of the projectiles as Tanjiro charges at him. Seeing the attempt as only a simple act of emotion, the swordsman angrily drives the hilt of his sword into his attacker's back, knocking him to the ground. Staring down at the fallen boy, Giyuu wonders where his opponent's axe is. Looking up, he sees the weapon swinging towards him through the air. narrowly dodging it. He then moves over Tanjiro's clever strategy without even realizing the boy was empty-handed when he attacked. Deciphering Tanjiro's plan, Giyuu realizes that Tanjiro likely thought to take him out with a surprise attack, even if it meant perishing as well. Distracted, the swordsman is attacked by Nezuko. Dodging backwards from her kicks, cursing himself, Giyuu watches as the girl reaches for her brother, certain that she was going to devour him. To his surprise, she instead stands protectively in front of his prone body before charging at him in rage. Giyuu recalls Tanjiro's previous assertion that Nezuko wouldn't eat humans, nothing that somebody a long time ago had said the same thing and had been killed regardless. He reflects on the nature of demons, in particular the high amount of stamina lost during the transformation process, and what they do to elevate the lost stamina and prevent starvation eat humans, even those closest to them. Seeing that Nezuko was not following these examples, Giyuu sheaths his sword, incapacitating the unusual demon with a bare hand blow to the neck. While Tanjiro and Nezuko are unconscious, Giyuu wraps the demon in a clean cloth and straps a bamboo muzzle-like tube across the girl's mouth. When Tanjiro regains his consciousness, the swordsman instructs him to visit Senkoji Urokodaki and to not take his sister out in the sun before apartment leaving. He would later send a letter to Senkoji requesting him for the train from the train at Tanjiro to explain the boy and his sister's circumstances on Mount Nanaguma Arc. After receiving news of the many Mizunoto ranked demonstrators perishing on Mount Natagumo, Kagaya Ubiyoshiki orders Hashira Giyuu and Shinobu Kocho, the insect Hashira, to assist the lower-ranked swordsman. Upon arriving, Giyuu saves Inosuke Hashibara from the photo spider demon by cutting off its arm and easily beheading the demon with water breathing forth form striking tide. Inosuke is quickly impressed with his strength and demands him for a fight, assuming that the father spider was a member of the 12 Kizuki. And by defeating Giyuu, who defeated the demon, he would be made a Hashira. Giyuu betrays him for his lack of awareness, stating that the demon wasn't one of the 12 Kizuki, and ties Inosuke up after he tries to argue. Giyuu later intervenes in the battle between Tanjiro and lower rank 5 Rui, saving the former from Rui's blood demon art murderous eye basket. He praises Tanjiro for holding out so long and that he would take care of the rest. Rui expressing great annoyance over the appearance of another demon slayer. He attempts to use blood demon art cutting thread rotation on the Hashira. Giyuu follows the attack with his own water-breathing element form, Dead Calm, cutting apart all the threads when Rui is in shock over how easily the technique cut through his threads. Giyuu swiftly beheads him. After Rui disintegrates, with Tanjiro's hand on his back in sympathy, Giyuu steps on his kimono remains, reminding Tanjiro that demons mercilessly kill humans and should not be pitied. Tanjiro reassures Giyuu that he will always raise his sword and defeat demons to prevent suffering to innocent civilians. However, he'll be compassionate to those he killed that showed regret and sorrow. While contemplating Tanjiro's words, Giyuu sees Nezuko and suddenly realizes that the siblings are a pair he saved on the mountain 2 years ago. While Hashira processes the thought, Shinobu suddenly appears and tries to attack Nezuko. Giyuu deflects her attack, and she gracefully lands, coolly inquiring him about his intervention. Basically telling him why he's interfering and stuff. Anyway, continuing on, and stating that although he previously brushed away the thought of humans and demons living harmoniously together, he protected a demon, something that would make others hate him. Shinobu tells him to move aside so she could kill Nezuko, but Giyuu doesn't even budge and replies that he is not hated, prompting a surprised Shinobu to apologize for her words, as she did not know about Giyuu's lack of awareness about others' opinions. Giyuu asks if Tanjiro can move and tells him to run, which the boy does while stimulously thanking him and apologizing after the two Hashras are alone. Giyuu warns Giyuu Shinobu warns Giyuu that he's violating the Demon Slayer code of conduct. Basically, violating one of the rules. Anyway, after the siblings escaped, Giyuu managed to hold Shinobu under his arm and prevent her from chasing after him. Shinobu tries to make him explain his motive, but she's met with silence. After further pestering, Giyuu finally speaks. I'm not gonna say that word. Basically, remembering. I'll do that instead. After how the event with the Kamato siblings occurred about 2 years ago, Shinobu rumps, annoyed about how Giyuu is presumably trying to make the story long as a form of relaxation against her, telling him he was hated. Provoking him, she uses his reaction as a distraction to try and stab him with a blade hidden in her footwear, but credit to after playing to the demon says that Tanjiro and Nezuko were to be brought into custody. And the rehabilitation training arc. Giyuu is later seen aloof at the Hashira meeting, with Tanjiro and Nezuko are put on trial with Sanami Shinsegawa. I'm going to call him Salami here, because why not? Torments Nezuko, he does not interfere and elects to observe from a distance instead. When Tanjiro goes to attack Sanami, Giyuu shouts for them to stop and that their master will be here soon. Distracted Sanami enough for Tanjiro to land a headbutt on him, shocking all the Hashiras. Kagaya Ubuyashiki presents himself, and the Hashiras bow down in respect. After greeting him, Sanami inquires Kagaya about the circumstance of Tanjiro and Nezuko. Kagaya apologizes for not bringing the topic up earlier and says his siblings have his approval, at which a majority of Hashiras expressed great discontent with Nichikiya Ubushiki is requested by her father to read former Hashira Sakuji Ukudaki's letter, where it is stated that Tanjiro, Sakuji, and Giyuu will all commit seppuku if Tanjiro was to attack and or eat a human. Tanjiro, after hearing Sakuji's and Giyuu's sacrifice to keep his siblings alive, breaks into tears. Sanami, infuriated by Kagaya's decision, tries to provoke Nezuko into attacking him, and to prove to his master that she will in fact harm humans by stabbing him numerous times and presenting her Meriti blood in front of her. As Citron tries to call their sister Obana Iguro, forcefully holds him down and renders him unable to move. However, Giyuu intervenes and holds back Obana, allowing Tanjiro's call to prompt Nezuko into refusing the blood. Obana, angry at Giyuu's interfering, thrusts his hands away. In the Hashira training arc, follow the events at the Swordsmith village. Giyuu attends an emergency with the other Hashiras and Amain Ubushiki when they discuss Demon Slayer marks. After Amain reveals the planned training for Hashira that have received the mark, Giyuu decides to take his leave, much to the annoyance of Sanami and Obana. Hashira requests him he at least explain. Giyuu says that he is different from the other Hashiras and exits as Gayome Himejima holds back a furious Sanami. After Tanjiro finishes healing, he receives a letter from Kagaya where he is requested to talk one-on-one with Giyuu and convince him to work alongside the other Hashiras. The boy visits Giyuu and talks to him about the training, much to the latter's inspiration. After asking why he was mad, Giyuu describes to Tanjiro that he should have stuck to water breathing and became the water Hashira, as he himself was not worthy of holding the position. Tanjiro hammers him with questions, asking him what his words meant, eventually wearing him out and finally making him admit that he technically never passed the final selection. Giyuu goes on to reveal that he was in the same selection as Sabito, whom he met and befriended while under the instruction of Konji. He describes how Sabito had saved him early and went on to defeat nearly every demon on the mountain before his unfortunate death. In contrast, Giyuu had not defeated a single demon, yet he passed. This fact built his infuriating complaints and made him feel unsuitable for a position as a Hashira, persuading him that Sabito would likely receive the mark rather than himself. After hearing his story, Tanjiro relates Giyuu's experience to his experiences with Kyujo and Goku. In both cases, they survived at the expense of the stronger, protective person's death. Thinking about this, Tanjiro asks Giyuu if Sabito's expressions for Giyuu living fulfilled life were what held them together. Those words shocked the Hashira, reminding him of an interaction where the latter convinces him to not die for the life his sister gave him. Giyuu thinks of his deceased friend and sister, apologizing to them for his stubbornness, and tells Tanjiro he would train. Right after completing Gyome's training, Tanjiro makes his way over to Giyuu's house and witnesses an intense spar between Giyuu and Sanemi. As the two continue using their respective breathing styles to fight, their wounds start to break, and Sanemi eagerly proposes fist fighting. Tanjiro intercepts them, asking Sanemi to calm down and offers to eat onigiri together. After figuring out Sanemi enjoyed the food out of anger, Sanemi knocks Tanjiro out and storms off. Tanjiro wakes up a few minutes later, and Giyuu explains to him that he and Sanemi were just training, not fighting. As Hashira also attended each other's training sessions. After this classification, Giyuu and Tanjiro think of ideas to befriend Sanemi. In the Infinity Castle arc, following Oyakata's death, Giyuu is seen with the other Hashiras attacking Muzan Kibutsuchi. He eventually enters Nakami's Infinity Castle alongside Tanjiro. Those two defeated numerous demons, all of which are on par with the title and power of Lord Kisuke. The two are then soon ambushed by Akaza. Giyuu watches as Tanjiro goes up against Akaza on his own for a short moment, amazed by his growth and pronouncing his skills as one equal to Hashira. After Tanjiro managed to dodge Akaza's attack, Giyuu uses a third form, Flowing Dance. Akaza immediately recognized Giyuu as a water Hashira and states that it has been 50 years since he ran into someone good. Akaza uses destructive death disorder to attack Giyuu, but Giyuu easily counters this with his 11th form, Dead Calm. Akaza then praises Giyuu's 11th form as he never seen the previous Hashira with his use an 11th form. Tanjiro then attempts to land a hit on Akaza with Hinokami Kagura Raging Sun, but Akaza evades his attack. He then appears behind Tanjiro and aims for his neck, but his attack fails when Giyuu slices off his arm using second form Water Wheel. As the fight proceeds, Akaza praises Giyuu's elegant swordsmanship where they fight. He then asks for Giyuu's name, and Giyuu says that he doesn't like to talk. Akaza says that he loves talking and asks for Giyuu's name again, but seeing that Giyuu is going to respond, he sends him flying away by using destructive leg form Explosive Flurry. Giyuu soon returns angry and finally manifests a mark. As he begins fighting Akaza, causing his speed to increase, Giyuu seems to be able to face Akaza on equal ground from that moment, and even numerous times lands close attacks near his neck. However, Akaza immediately matches Giyuu's new speed as the two go on par for a while after Giyuu utilizes all his all his water-breathing forms again. Akaza notes that he has no more forms to utilize and breaks Giyuu's blade with a punch to the side of the blade. As Akaza closes in for the further blow, his hand is cut off by Tanjiro's mid-attack. Saving Giyuu then re-engages Akaza once more, but Akaza uses his final form, Blue-Silver Chaotic Afterglow. While Giyuu did manage to dodge and deflect some attacks, other attacks broke through his 11th form, Dead Calm. Akaza compliments Giyuu for still being alive after getting hit by his strongest attack. Akaza then asks Giyuu to become a demon, and meanwhile Giyuu sees Tanjiro behind him. Tanjiro then yells Akaza's name, causing Akaza to recognize him. She then enters a selfless state, so that Akaza composed Compass Needle cannot detect his next movements. Tanjiro then successfully manages to behead Akaza. After Akaza's beheaded body begins attacking Tanjiro, the injured Giyuu defends Tanjiro, vowing to protect him with his life, as he continues to take damage. But after Akaza's death, Giyuu and Tanjiro fall unconscious from the fatigue. Sometimes before Tanjiro awakened, Giyuu had regained consciousness and started a fire, using the fire to heat his blade and cauterize his wounds. The two are informed about Shinobu Kanao and Inosuke's victory over Upper Rank 2. The two then began to make their way to Muzan's location as ordered, rather than assisting in battle against Upper Rank 1. Means Kokushibo. Anyway, as Giyuu and Tanjiro continue moving, Muzan suddenly appears no less than a few meters in front of the two. Muzan and the two slayers exchange a few words before they engage in combat. Giyuu and Tanjiro start evading and blocking Muzan's strikes. The latter becomes struck and attempt to get close. After some time in battle, they are informed that Muzan that Obana and Mitsuri Kanoji has been killed. Tanjiro, after losing footing and nearly gets killed. However, to both Muzan and the Slayer's surprise, Mitsuri breaks through the roof and strikes Muzan. Obana then appears and helps Tanjiro. That's a surprise. As Muzan discovers and interferes with Yushiro's control for Nakami, Giyuu, along with Obana, Mitsuri, and Tanjiro, distract Muzan while Yushiro brings the castle to the surface. Muzan ends up killing Nakami. However, Yushiro still succeeds in bringing them all to the surface. In the Sunrise Countdown arc, massive amounts of debris and wreckage are in the area as the gifted castle crashes into the surface with everyone now in the city. The battle is for a moment suspended. The Hashras and Tanjiro appear to be unharmed. From the crash and collision, Muzan at first nowhere to be seen, but himself presents as he destroys and launches the rebel that he was buried under. Three Hashra engage Muzan as he released multiple attacks towards them. They swiftly dodge and strike back with their visual forms. However, Muzan's regeneration is league above other demons. Their attacks do nothing. As he regenerates while they are still in motion of cutting him, with all three of Hashras being close. Muzan attempts to kill him, but is stopped by lower-rank demon slayers, who are using their bodies as a shield for the Hashras. This leads to nearly all of their deaths, along with the Hashras' temporary safety. Muzan, while dealing with the slayers, brings their attention to Tanjiro, whose to Giyuu's horror has fallen. The Hashra and Muzan engage combat once more, with Giyuu's priority being to get a blade that isn't broken. The Hashra are hit numerous times, and the poison Muzan's blood spreads, and Kanroji, being unable to dodge Muzan's next attack, nearly killed, if not fatally injured. The last Hashra is saved by Giyuu, suddenly joins the battle as well, and the five Hashras continue fighting against the Demon King. Muzan's speed increasing against the Hashras as he puts more pressure on them. Eventually, Mitsuri is harmed by an unknown suction technique from Muzan. Giyuu, Giyuu, and Salami all defend Obanai as he helps Mitsuri. The three continue to stall Muzan on their own before Obanai soon rejoins them. Giyuu loses his blade in the constant battle from his weakened grip. He's defended by Giyuu and Obanai and ordered by Sanami to get himself together. Giyuu finds a non-broken blade and pushes himself using third form throwing dance. They all, however, feel the poison's effect on them. And when they are on the verge of collapse, a cat miraculously appears, carrying a doses of cure to Muzan's poison. The Hashira are struck by each dose, which cure them of the poison and allows them to regain a portion of their strength. Muzan, out of rage and anger against Tomioka, releases more suction attacks towards the Hashira as they barely avoid him. Obanai, soon after an attempt to dye his black bright red, almost loses consciousness and unable to move. Giyuu attempts to save Obanai from his minions' attack, but it's too late. However, to everyone's surprise, Obanai is unharmed in the air, and is attacked multiple times by invisible fighters. These invisible slayers that joined in the battle are revealed to be Kanao, Inosuke, and Zenitsu. Once Muzan destroys the tags they were on their persons, which were made by Yushiro using his Blood Demon art, with the aid of more slayers in Yushiro's Blood Demon art, the slayers push themselves to strike Muzan numerous times. Eventually, Giyuu and Sanemi are able to clash blades and dye them both red. Soon afterwards, Muzan releases a menacing quick attack, disabling and knocking away all the slayers except Kanao. This attack causes Giyuu to lose his left arm. Giyuu and most of the slayers are knocked out of the majority of the rest of the battle. Tanjiro, being cured by Yushiro, awakens and starts to engage Muzan, using the final form of the sun. He's soon joined by Obanai, as they two start to assist each other. Tanjiro's sunbathing in Obanai's bright red neutron blade causes devastating damage on the ever weaker growing Muzan. The two drive him to near death before Muzan releases an attack that causes Tanjiro to have siege-like effects. Inosuke and Zenitsu stops Muzan from escaping and calls Tanjiro for him to release himself from the effects of Muzan's attack. While this is happening, the other Hashira start to get up and move towards Muzan despite their devastating injuries. Zenitsu and Inosuke continue to engage Muzan, but before quickly joined by Tanjiro. The once intense speed becomes a still battle of sheer endurance. The trio fight together before Inosuke and Zenitsu reach the limit and are knocked out of the battle. Tanjiro pins Muzan to the wall and threatens to hold him down for as long as he can. Missy arrives and rips Muzan's arm off before he can release any attacks. Against Tanjiro, Sanemi arrives, touching off Muzan's arm while Obanai stops Tanjiro from being eaten. Muzan releases another attack, launching both Sanemi and Obanai away. Tanjiro still holds losing his left arm in the attack. Giyuu arrives, gripping Tanjiro's blade and turning red, inflicting more damage. The sunlight starts being on Muzan. The battle become more dire about the situation. Muzan creates an armor of flesh in his appearance of a baby to slow his body from completely burning and the chance to escape. Tanjiro being absorbed into his body as he expands the massive flesh baby. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna stop doing that. Crawled around trying to get into the shade while the demon's slayer corpse try to slow it down. Cars are driven and ran into Muzan before he crushed the cars and Wait, when the heck did it have cars? What the? I'm not even gonna question. Before he crushes the cars and continues. The demon slayer slow and block Muzan off from the shade with another bus-like vehicle. Muzan starts crashing and climbing the vehicle as well, nearly killing multiple demon slayers. However, it is cut down by Sanemi using ninth form Itaden Taipyun. I don't know how to say. Suffers more flesh loss, but still goes on, managing to get on top of the bus and panic. This is question what to do. Giyuu and multiple other Kakashi supporting manage to pull Muzan back onto his back. That sounds okay. He's in a trance from Gayame's weapons. Muzan continues to burn, but intends to start digging to the ground, going underground to survive. Giyuu and Sanemi and Obanai attempts to stop him. Utilizing 10th form constant flux, 5th form Winter Gale, and fourth form two twin snakeheads. Muzan continues digging down as he hopes of him dying his son dwindles. But Tandra from inside releases a slash. With the little energy he has capable of causing Muzan to jolt upward and burn into ashes. The demon slayers pause in anticipation before cheering and crying as they finally killed Muzan. Everyone goes to tend to the wounded, help with recovery. Giyuu is frankly looking for Tanjiro. Multiple Kakashi try to tell him not to move and block him from seeing Tanjiro. Giyuu catches a glimpse of Tanjiro. Giyuu is told that Tanjiro doesn't have a pulse and isn't breathing. He has died. Giyuu apologizes to Tanjiro for failing to protect him, asking for his forgiveness. Tanjiro's eyes jolt open, blankly staring at him. His missing arm suddenly regenerates, causing Giyuu realize what has happened. Giyuu says a Kakashi nearby from being killed by Tanjiro. Giyuu calls the other Kakashi nearby Tanjiro to get away from him. However, there's no reaction to near to cause Tanjiro to kill him. Due to sunlight, however, he is interrupted and starts to burn. Giyuu calls out that everyone could get their weapons, proclaiming Tanjiro has turned into a demon. Tanjiro attempts to get into shape, however, is pinned down by Giyuu. Giyuu pleads for Tanjiro to stay as himself and die as Tanjiro. However, Tanjiro stops burning and becomes immune to sunlight, similar to Nezuko. Tanjiro manages to strike Giyuu in the jaw before Inosuke arrives, and Inosuke attempts to behead Tanjiro, but however, he cannot bring himself to do it. Inosuke is now turned to the human arrays in the battlefield, hugging Tanjiro before he gets the chance to kill Inosuke. Tanjiro bites her as she talks, and he kills Tanjiro, but Sensei stops him now. Inosuke, Sensei, and Nezuko attempt to hold him down and stop him. However, Tanjiro pushes them all back, including Giyuu. Nezuko barely holds onto him as Tanjiro begins to grow multiple tendrils. He launches several of them towards Tsunetsu. Giyuu then uses fourth form striking touch to stop the attack, but also notes that they have no way to kill Tanjiro. Giyuu continues to block the attacks and the tendrils of Tanjiro, hoping that Tanjiro can regain himself, using the final form of the flower breathing in Kuntanakel. I'm not gonna say the word. Vermilion Eye managed to inject the medicine capable of turning demons back into humans. She stops attacking as he undergoes the reverse demon transforming, becoming human again. The battle is truly over now.